Let's get this going. Okay, there we go. Just had a refresh. Okay, there we go. Guess it's a little dark in my room, but oh well. I need like a colored light. I would like that. I would like that a lot. But how's everyone doing? Welcome everyone. Okay, I'm seeing who's in chat right now. Okay. Got this going. Sure. I got my OBS. And we're good to go. Hey Wolf, what's up? Can you finally see the screen? What it's all about? And James! Holy crap! What is up, dude? Okay, cool. So anyways, guys, welcome, of course. And yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a little brief history of Hydra, how to play, and all that. It's a fantastic way to go about. I need to check the music, actually. It's kind of loud, isn't it? Gotta turn it down. Just a hair. And Lorthos is trying to say hello. But you were thinking about playing some board games? Nice. Well, this is kind of a board game. Unlike the other one that I have going that is pretty much a straight up board game. Yeah, it can happen. My dog is just wanting attention. So anyways, let's get back to the map. So the original idea and what it is, Hydra is a randomly generated dungeon that is endless. It takes you from level 1 to 20. You're put in there to become a god. So each level you go through, you want to collect these items, you want to go through the endless dungeon. All loot is randomly generated, and all rooms are randomly generated, all monsters are randomly generated, and they're appropriate to the group and the level. There's different things, there's stores inside, there's all sorts of stuff, but that's for the format of Hydra. Now, TNET Hydra, I adapted to work for TNET. So, it's randomly generated rooms. I forgot the biggest premise. Everyone is the Dungeon Master. And that's what we should start out with. Is everyone being the Dungeon Master, it takes a lot of weight off of the initial Dungeon Master. It also gives people to experience the other side of how monsters work, how combat works, and everyone kind of gets a handle on it. When weird rule calls come up, everyone's a part of it, and it's more like a democracy. You can vote. If you lose the vote, it's going to go that way. Very simple one was a player casted like vines of entanglement or something like that on a ooze. Well, the ooze can move through, the one that we were dealing with could move through treacherous terrain and also could move through a 1-inch gap. We put it up to a vote. We said you couldn't entangle the ooze, and we moved on for the game. Things like that. It might not benefit someone. But, well, yeah, the thing is the responsibility between DMs in this game. No one has to be the main DM, but you're all working together. Someone can just keep track of combat, and other people can keep track of where the tokens are, and it divvies it up really well. And what's interesting, I built this for play testing and for teaching new players how to play the combat side of things. What I didn't realize is veteran players really liked it, for the fact is it played so close to the old modules from back in the day. No one had a story back then, and a lot of the times they just wanted to grind monsters and go through the dungeon. Younger children, when we were first playing D&D, we didn't know how to tell a really good story, how to interact and everything. So we knew combat, and we would go through combat, and we would just get the rules out and go for it. Oh yeah, conditions, immunities, all that. But yeah, so I could hand that off to you, James. I could be like, hey, could you keep track of the hit points of the monsters and take care of the attacks? I'll do the rolling for the monsters, or I guess I could here. Let's change that because I said the attacks. Well, I'll keep track of the hit points of the monsters and where the monsters are moving. That would divvy up that part, and then to another person we would be like, hey, could you get the tokens and put the tokens in with the appropriate hit points? Once all of us start firing on all cylinders, you can run through this dungeon in no time. Oh yes, very true. And this is closer to the Gygax TSR days, where you got the module laid it out, and yes, you were grinding through death. Traps are all over, but let's get a little closer. But you see, I give all information: locked doors or trap doors, secret doors. Okay, that's a trap door. That's what I was thinking. So trap door, locked door, open doors, portcullis over here with the dots, arch over here. So all this information is available to everyone. So we play from the top down. No one is essentially without it. We all know the loot. We all know the monsters, the experience. But our characters, let's just get out some tokens. Let's get out Little Chomp. Little Chomp is always good. Little Chomp, my big old buddy. He has orc wives. So anyways, there's certain settings that are set up. I have my character here. I can control him completely in the room for the combat, what's going on. I can move freely and all that. But then once we've killed the monster, so let's kill the monster. Wrong one. Kill the monster. Why does nothing fit ever? Ah, my glob. Okay, kill the monster. Then we're in a 3-door room, and all you do is you go, okay, we're going from the top, and we'll roll a d3, so roll 1d3. We're going through the first door, so that would mean Little Chomp here. We would go here as a party, and we would go through this way. Anytime you run into a hall, like a stretch of something does that, we have no control over where they're going. But once we get into combat, they're free to do what they do. So it's a very tactical game, and it's really fun for that reason. Okay. Well, the thing is since we're all DMs, there's certain things that will come up that's very good, because we're not going to exploit like, hey, this is, or where was the trapdoor? We're not going to take the meta from it. We will roll the checks for the trapdoor, but we're not going to essentially like give any advantage. Who's ever doing the doors, if the barbarian's up in front and we're standing behind, and this is like a trap that's like a flamethrower, if we're in the cone range, we just took all the damage, and you can't really escape that. Diadems! Oh, and the bits in a sandwich? Oh my goodness. Okay, so since you did that, Diadems, I'm gonna stop and just give you guys all a little bit of a food bomb. So, I got a piece of, like, a beef roast, braised it, put it in the slow cooker and everything like that, put a little bit of water so it, like, juices came off and all that, had some onions, some garlic, all that good stuff. So I had that for my, like, Sunday dinner with, like, whatever, but it was a big piece of meat. I only needed to eat so much for dinner, which left me with, like, I ate, like, 1/4, and so 3/4 were left. So what I did is I took the meat out of the crock pot, whatever, and then I turned the drippings into a gravy. Well, since it was in a gravy, I took some of the gravy out, left a little residual gravy behind, pulled the beef apart into shreds, reintroduced it into the little bit of gravy, put in some cumin, a little bit of white vinegar, and a little bit of lemon juice, and then stirred it up, salted it to taste and everything like that. But now I have gravy infused taco meat. Mwah. So that's a pro tip. Oh, paradise, welcome. But anyways, yeah, that's a little secret, and that's an American taco, because I'm American. So gravy tacos are fantastic. So I can't wait to eat those. Corn tortilla, a little pico de gallo, and a little bit of hot sauce will be amazing. Anyways, let's get back to it. Lord dog is going to get so bloated. Yeah, hold on. He's hungry. Okay. You want food now? Well, I'm a big old foodie. Okay, but anyways, back to what was at hand. So all traps and stuff like this, it is very much a board game. It's a tactical thing. This particular room has 11 rooms, I believe. So starting a game is very simple. Get a random dungeon, but in TNET, how we would do it, I would have it already pre-made and ready for you. So, right here, I don't know if that shows up. It does. Okay, cool. So right here is our lovely dungeon. All DMs have access to it. And it gives us like all the information that we need. It shows us where the monsters are. If I believe right, this rolled no loot. So it's all monster. So this is all XP, ton of little fun stuff, but no loot's gonna drop out of this baby. But all we have to do to start it up is, since it has 11 rooms, we come in here, you roll 1d11. That's going to put us in room 1. Where is room 1? Room 1 is right here. So, I know that Little Chomp's going to be in room 1. T1 curse? Definitely. So, anyways, so we're now in this room, and it's a square room, so we know that there is now, it's an 8x8, I imagine. No, 8x7? What? No, 7x7. Bad math. Okay, but since we know it's 7x7, we just roll 2d7. First roll is going to be left to right, and then the second die is going to be up and down. So we know we are 3 over, and now we go 4 down. So we just dropped into the dungeon. Essentially, you were venturing somewhere, and then you fell into room 1. This is where we'll run into monsters and everything, and the dungeon sets out. We go throughout the dungeon doing the rolls, but let's say a monster's in here. We just do the same roll. So it's in here, and let's just say we ran into a monster. It is right on us. So what will happen is we have a choice. If the monster lands right on us, we have a choice to put it anywhere within inside of our threat range. And since it is, it has a probability of 8 places that you can do, you can roll a d8 and you can choose off of that. But anyways, so let's go ahead, let's roll the d8 just because I was talking about. It goes 2, so that would land right here. Boom, right next to Little Chomp. So we know where the monster is now. We know where everyone's going to land in the room. And pretty simple. We're playing D&D now. Very little story, very tactical. But you can go through the dungeon all you want in TNET until I update it again. But I will say, once you leave the dungeon will reset. So essentially, you give the information to a DM, it goes in. Next time you go in, it's going to be the same dungeon. But they will change fairly regularly. I'm trying to think of any other rules, because it's pretty simple. You just need to get a monster and their stats. And like I said, here's a little trick. Like if you put minus, like 3, I hit it for 3, it will subtract. Or if you need to just put it at a number, you can go like that. And same goes for plus. Let's put plus 40. I don't know if it can go above itself. It can. But it's at 45. But anyways, and then the beauty is, if you gone through it, and you just come back here and reset it, you can put a monster in the appropriate room, so the next person that comes in, this monster's already set up for the next player. But they're currently in this one's set up for 2 level 2 players. But this one over here is a little bit more saucy. It looks like some people have been going through it. But we have a much bigger dungeon. This has more appropriate loot. Everything like that. But we'll just keep on getting all this stuff. I guess I can also show how to make a page. Tricky part is when you have temporary HP. And we did get distracted with the sandwich. Sorry I missed that. Arian's Paradise, our AP. But yeah, pretty much what you do, I don't know if you guys need to know it, but this is what I do. When I set up a map, I just put in the name, just always name the map, just something so it separates so you don't get just a bunch of cluttered stuff. I switch the background to black, and I deactivate the grid, because anytime in Roll20, if you already have a grid, you don't need to put it on a grid. So it's already ready to go. And that's as simple as that. Just put it in, I stretch it to size, and now we have all the information. I guess we can go through this and kind of read the dungeon motif, I guess you will. The Lost Labyrinth of Sala the Gruesome. Matching up grids is worth it? Nah. I would say that is so not worth the pain. Like something that I can get done in a few seconds. Highly recommend changing the scaling to 0.5. Yeah, you are right. Like, I'm not against, if you want to put in work and do that, change it to a drawing and all that kind of stuff. Skin your cat the way that you want. I'm just saying, I'm putting this in, I'm getting a game going, I have very little prep. I could change this out fairly fast. Just a few moments. But anyways, how we look at this, there is some history. There is DC to climb, the uneven flak zone to charge and run. So this stuff is all in the dungeon, and it will have illumination, shadowy, phosphorus fungus every 20 feet. Or what is it? Phosphorence. Man, words. Phosphorescence. Fungus. Okay, words today, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh, wandering monsters. Okay, so after you walk 60 squares, and this is excluding the room when you're fighting, but once you get out and you start moving around, and this rule might change, we might put it in. Nah, I don't think I ever will. But once you start moving here, if you go 60 squares, you roll for a wandering mob. Right now, it is a D20. Guys, I might have to take. And so we got a 5. Ooh, what did we run into? So we were just in this hall, and we run into 5. So a giant spider is tracking the party. So what I would do is I would give the spider a chance to roll stealth and to sneak up on the party without us knowing to get a surprise round. But just so you guys know, surprise rounds, everyone rolls initiative still. but they just end up getting their attack and then falling into the order. Oh, it's not so bad. My dog is just having You didn't eat the kibble. You just want some loves? Is that what it is? You just want scratches? Well, you're quite the sweetheart today. But anyways, so Wandering Monsters, we got a giant spider. Once the Wandering Monster is killed, just get rid of it from the board. Let's see, reading rooms is pretty simple. I'm trying to think if there's like DCs to open and stuff like that. And also, this is a rule that you might need to know, but you can damage doors, and stone and wood and everything has hit points. So you can spend time breaking it down, and that is something that will come up. If you're at a locked door and you guys spend time like breaking it down, I do let the monsters like set up like a tactical point. And if there is someone that's hidden behind here, they will sneak up next to the door with their like little buddy or whatever. Off of this. Okay, let me see. Very nice. Fun little dungeons. And trust me, those dungeons aren't as crazy as some of the dungeons that we've done. We've maxed out dungeons in Hydra. I believe you can get in the 300 room dungeons. And what we do is, while going through that, you'll get multiple levels. So what's actually better to do is, if you're leveling, what it's better to do is start rolling other dungeons and stuff like that are appropriate to your level. Because once you start getting levels above it, everything just turns into like, not a grinder, but a blender. You go through that so smoothly. That was like an 8-hour session? Yeah. I've had Hydra go for a long time. An 8-hour session. Well, the thing is how long did it take us, Wolf, to go into the dungeon and kill the one monster? It didn't take us too long. But do you guys have any questions or anything like that about Hydra and how it works? It's pretty simple, but since everyone's the DM and stuff like that, it's really good for new DMs. It's really good for new players learning how to do the combat. I think it's good to add some terrain every now and then. I added terrain in one of the maps in the Hydra arena, and everybody moved them out because they didn't like them. I was just like, oh, people. You think you got the hang of it? Well, good. And it isn't super complex. And once you guys get the classic party, like 4 players running at a time, you guys just running through it a few times, you'll get the swing of it, and you guys will start pumping out the XP and loot. Like, no joke, I could run through this whole dungeon with, like, my pro group, which is a Cobalt and an Orc. It is a Paladin and barbarian. And the Cobalt rides on top of the Orc and just does laying on of hands, and then it allocates damage. They can go through this 11-room dungeon probably within 30 minutes. Doesn't take that long once you get good with the rolls. I would say 30-45 minutes I could do a dungeon. Well, but the thing is learning that stuff and actually seeing tokens, you'll run into that a lot less, Wolf. So just seeing this here, and let's say a paladin runs up here, and you're trying to shoot. Let's get another one. You're trying to shoot up here, and they're in your line of sight. The thing is the paladin knows to go right there, and then you have your line of sight again. Boom. But the thing is, it's all about getting better. It's about learning, like, the basic skills. It's really fun. But yeah, we are missing out on probably the biggest part of D&D, and that is, like, the role-playing and everything like that. But what's fun is in TNET, you can go through the dungeon and you can role play with your character as much as you want. You saw the tokens. That's just poor miscommunication, or poor communication, not miscommunication. I don't know why I'm throwing that in there. Oh yes, and that's also one thing. I have people that will play Hydra endlessly and can care less about the story. They want the loot, they want to go through the dungeons, go at it. And this scales all the way up to level 20. So you guys can go, you can break into other tiers, you can do all this, and you can race to the end. So there will always be something firing. There will always be something for level 20s to do. And this is an XP mine, a gold mine, and an item mine. You guys can go nuts. As long as you're going through it, killing monsters, I could care less. You guys are, in my opinion, are playing D&D, and that is good. Oh yeah, the thing is in all honesty, I find that players can beat CRs that are clear out of their range. I have characters when they're level 7 can take out CR 15 monsters. But in my opinion, a lot of where things go wrong is people give too many advantages to the players, and they actually change the CR so it's more appropriate. So, for example, if you went and let your players do all this research to find this monster, know all his weaknesses and everything like that, the thing is the CR of that monster actually falls, in my opinion. So, instead of being a CR5, now it's a CR3 monster, and you won't get as much experience from that. I will grant you experience for doing the research, but I'm not going to give you all the benefits of said thing, and you won't get the, like, this out of control loot or XP for doing it. Where I find a lot of people will just grant, like, oh, you killed a dragon at level 4. I should say a great worm. And where I say, if I put a Great Worm, my question is if I let level 1s fight a Great Worm, how do I do it? Well, I make that dragon's sick, it's down at its last hit point, and it's asking them to off it because its life is going to be in peril. I'm not going to give level 1 players infinite XP for taking that down and doing 1 point of hit, I mean 1 damage to HP. I would award them like 50 experience and stuff like that to build up an arc. But we need to understand the CR isn't the monster, but the CR is actually the fight that you're in. But yeah. Order the Dragon Queen did that well enough? Fair enough. I've actually not, that's one that I haven't played. I haven't played Horde of the Dragon King, the Yawning Portal, there's a few of them. Storm's King's Thunder I haven't done. I've done Tomb of Annihilation, a little bit of the Mad Mage, Mines of Phandelver, or Phendelin, or whatever it is. Salt Marsh, Ghost of Salt Marsh. What was the one before that? I did another one. But then I was just playing custom games for a long time. Can I turn down the music? Sure thing. Sorry about that. I thought I had it down way a lot. Here we go. That should be much better. Hey, Benjam in solo. Welcome. You are now Honorary Laser Dragon. Welcome to the murder. Thanks so much for the follow. Hey, what are you doing, Ben? Just hanging out? But what are you hanging out with? You checking out streams? We're currently, well, I'm laying down the knowledge of some monsters in a way to play Dungeons & Dragons that's a little bit different. Tweaked, a different format. Playing WoW Classic? Ah, what race and class are you? If I went back, I thought, like, what would I do? I would either be a gnome hunter or a orc shaman. Oh, awesome. Yeah, like, what this is I've modified it for a kind of a cooperative board game, I guess is the best way to say. But I will get you the Spider Rider song. I didn't know you wanted that, but I can get that for you. Okay, here we go. Here's GIF's theme song. There we go. You did 100 dungeon crawl once? Like 100 rooms? Hundred floors. Nice. I've gone from level 1 to 20, seeing how fast I could level in 5e. I don't know how many rooms that was, but it was endless. And holy crap, did things get repetitive. Well, yeah, that is quite the dungeon. The longest game that I was ever in was about 16 hours. It was for one of my friend's birthdays. We got there, we started playing Dungeons & Dragons, board games, ate pizza and everything. We got there around, I believe it was like 3 p.m. or something. It was right after school. We played through the night, into the morning. Like, people were taking naps here and there, falling asleep. And we kept on playing until, like, I believe it was right around, like, 4 the next day, 4 or 5-ish. But that was the longest game I've ever been in. You've done 24-hour board games? Nice. Yeah, you need certain things that will change it up for sure. People will get bored over just the random stuff. You need to incentivize things, especially at that, and have breaks where people want to get in and get out, or have a really good epic story going on. What I would also suggest is have multiple DMs and have the DM switch off and tell different stories, so you can go join different games as you're going through, just to break up the monotony. The world's largest dungeon is over 800 pages. Doesn't surprise me. I remember there being like this one in 2nd edition that was just like gargantuan. Jumping into the Mad Mage makes sense. That is where it all is. The Mad Mage is down. They have all these bets and everything that are going off, which is a really cool piece of lore. Okay, but anyways. You need your RP. Well, like I was saying, Wolf, you grind Hydra all you want, get your loot, it's here, but the RP is always in Hydra. Or not Hydra, sorry, TNET, or the Never-Ending Tome. You can RP the whole time. And even if you want, you can RP inside of here. If you're in a group and you guys want to make up a story about how you're going through the dungeon, by all means, go for it. Mobs respond after long rests. Yeah, I prefer more having wandering mobs, and wandering mobs will reset traps and set up things to catch the players again. I don't believe in resetting mobs. That feels cheap. And I'm also a big believer, have a stasis type character that players can play while they're building their other character. Give them something to do. People dying and not being able to do anything, that's what frustrates players, but dying and still having something to do is much funner. Leveling faster. Yeah, there's definitely ways. I was showing one of the DMs the other day one of the fastest ways to level characters. And it's the gaseous spores. If you know anything about them, they are... You find a group of those and you just fireball them and you just... That is the biggest XP pinata you could ever get. Oh, you're just wanting to change your name? That is not baby god status. You need to talk praise. You gotta love all the things. Yeah, no, that can happen. No, I used to have the mentality of like, oh, I can make games work. I don't care if this player has had a bad experience. I can get him good experiences and stuff like that. No, my view has changed a lot. I look at the health of the group like a plant. I've talked about this before, but it's exactly like keeping care of a house plant. Like, if you have a dead leaf over here, it's much better to just get rid of it and keep the nutrients rich for your game so it can grow. And eventually that game, you'll be able to, of course, with plants, get seeds, grow other plants and everything like that. It never helps trying to bring that leaf back to life. They have to go find their own thing. So if I find something that I don't like, I've become far harsher about being like, this is not for you. Like, let's move on. Well, we need to build up some lore for that. Maybe we'll do something in Halloween and we'll set up a game where baby gods are against the poop. And the poop against the baby gods. And we will have a war and see who's better. But also, feel free to ask me DM or GM questions. I've been a DM for over, I think I'm coming up on 19, 20 years? I don't know, somewhere around there. We can figure this out. I'm at 19 years. And then also I have a Roll20 game with over 400 players that have joined. And then a Discord server where we run 24/7 D&D. Well, things have not been decided yet, Wolf. This is in its infancy. Does Hex stack per magic missile? If it's individual attacks, then yes. But I believe spells... Whoops, sorry. I believe spells... I just spit a little bit. Spells don't stack. In fact, there isn't a stack in 5e. But if it's a benefit that gives, I believe it's a d6 per damage done, yes, they would be counted as individual attacks. Like if you were throwing multiple daggers or multiple darts, that hex would like essentially give that benefit to each of them. I'm pretty sure that is how it's layered. I could be possibly wrong, but if I had to make a guess right off the bat, that's what I would say. In a lot of things, you have to look how things are printed and how they're meant to be perceived. So, like for me, I like the old Magic Missile. I'm a big fan of Magic Missile. Mage Hand and Magic Missile are my jam. But, yeah, I like Magic Missile where it was anything that you could see. And what was cool about that is you could cast Magic Missile in a dream state. You could cast Magic Missile through a dimensional portal. Just if you could see them, you could shoot Magic Missile at them. So what's cooler than getting locked into a mirror and you're looking at the devil and then you throw a Magic Missile at them and you hit? That is the coolest thing ever. They can't do anything and you just pissed them off really bad. It isn't possible. Oh, there's so many things that I've seen. I've seen people making animated objects and then casting like this fire-breathing spell on it because they are linked to you because they're your property or whatever it is. So you can grant them to go into a room and cast essentially a fireball effect. There's weird things, and then there's the mage hand one that I like. You can do enlarge, reduce. If you're a small player, reduce yourself to teeny, and then you can pick yourself up with mage hand and take yourself anywhere in the game. Yeah, I like the flying hack. Another one that I do that I like, and I like calling it oh, what did I call it? Something totem pole. The totem pole of doom. And essentially, once again, you take a small category player. All that it says to mount, like the mount has to be a willing ally. All that means is that's one size category bigger. So any of your medium ally friends, you can jump on their back. And if you have certain things that benefit that, like you have the feat, what is it? Or mounted combatant. You can allocate damage. You always have advantage on your attack. If they are not mounted, like if the people you're fighting aren't on a mount, you have advantage. Like, it's so good. It's really good when you're, it works with a lot of builds. But if you're with a fast person that has a really quick initiative, it's really good because you can attack and get into places and you're a little bit tankier. And then also traps that get set off, you can take half damage or no damage on your rolls. Very good, very good. Imagine if Rangers had good spells. Rangers aren't that bad. You can make a good Ranger. You really can. And the thing is the weird thing about Rangers is, yes, they're not the most optimal, but either are Warlocks. And the thing is no one really talks bad on Warlocks, but if you really look at a basic Warlock, they're not that good. And it comes down to two things. The DM isn't running the game properly for the players that are at the table. If you have a Warlock, where a Warlock shines is everything is cantrip. Eldritch Blast is one of the strongest cantrips, but they get much better over time. So if you do a attrition type game, a Warlock is going to be your best friend. If you're just sitting there and you're just going through a simple dungeon, they're never going to shine because they can't out-damage a melee class, they can't keep up with AoE of other classes. So they don't get to stand out. But anyways, Rangers, they're interesting because you have to specialize in them and get their nature stuff going. Like, get them to do a lot more tracking, get them to do more, like, scouting type activities. Really play up the animal friendship and things like that in your campaign, and do things specific for Rangers. So, like, instead of, like, hey, we have a fighter, we need a Ranger to lead this expedition. That's going to instantly change how a Ranger feels about a campaign. Yes, they're a lot more lore-oriented, but I find everything in 5e, no one is going to really need a potion of spider climb until you give it a reason why there's a purpose for it. A hag is asking for all the potions of spider climb that they can get their hands on and is paying a premium for it. A person's going to be instantly stoked that they just sat on like 3 pots of spider climb. Oh yeah, there's multiple ways that you can look at it. Multiple ways. But yeah, you can look at things, damage over time, how successful your character is in this specific room. But I just had a session where I had 2 players that were great weapon fighters. And I was like, okay, that was the first feat that they took. It's the best feat. Is this? Well, if you look at the game, yeah, hitting really hard is good. You're only hitting 1 target. And if I pull multiple targets in there, they instantly become, like, vulnerable. Everybody walks in with these things with ACs of 18. They can hit for 50 points of damage, whatever it may be. But then you throw CR 1/4 or CR 1/2, swarm of centipedes. They can't hit them worth anything. It does half damage to them. They can avoid a lot of their stuff. And you can put a ton of them in there against them, because that means you can put in like 8 against level 4s. Okay. Your bar block. Well, and the thing is you should play... It doesn't matter that this race isn't the best cleric or this isn't... You should play what you want. And in all honesty, if you're getting stuck in games where they're just slogfests, like, which I shouldn't be necessarily saying this with Hydra right in front of my face, but if you're in these like slogfest games, change up the game and engage the players with, I guess intellect is the least used stat. And then you can have diplomatic games, you can have puzzle games, you can have all sorts of things. And you're just changing it up. Like I was saying with the Ranger, I start building a game for the Ranger. It isn't about damage. I mean, can you make a session off of someone's background and, let's say, glass blowing, and it needs to be a Ranger? I find when you make a game like that and you're hitting those elements, you're building a unique game. Your players are going to like it, and it broadens your horizon as a DM, because you're looking at the game for different tools and whatnot. Well, and that's another thing. If you have a player that is wanting to hit big, you have to let them hit big. Because that's what they're trying to do in the game. They're trying to hit for the most damage. Give them something that they can just destroy. Give the wizard that's wanting to cast the craziest fireball ever a chance to use it every now and then. They're building those classes or those builds for a reason. I find another one that you can do that's very interesting. You can also do the doppelganger type game. If you have those players that are trying to be tacticians and like OP classes, you can literally put all those on, let's say, what's a weird monster? A slad. You can give classes to slads and you can give them the same class, but instead they lay eggs in you and you're now going to give birth to one of their offspring. Like, if players can do it, so can a DM, and you can not, I wouldn't say punish them for it, but you can make them see that what they're building is open to everyone in the game. So there isn't essentially a real OP character. At least for when it comes to a DM. But I find where DMs start saying no, start saying because it's magic, or stuff like that, they're not really putting it into the game. Yeah, both of those, the Oathbreaker and the Bladesinger, both very strong builds. And the thing is you can literally make that same character and make them 2 levels higher and have them fight your party. And your players will hate that Bladesinger. But yeah, there's multiple ways you can go about certain things. Well, I'm trying to think of some other things. I'm gonna check out the rules so I can clarify some rules. James, if you're still here, I just got back to you. Okay, I'm going to go to Hydra. We'll look at the rules. I'm going to change this up. Hydra rules. If found cheating, you'll be kicked from the game. Makes sense. All players act as the DM for rulings in the game. Does not make you a TNET DM. Sense. The players playing Hydra must post to a TNET DM after the game with the XP loot found in the dungeon. Loot and XP will not be granted until they post to a TNET DM in the TNET storyboard. Makes sense. When the Hydra is handed out for the day, the dungeon will reset. I might need to reword that. But what that means is, it is when you leave it, or handed in for the day, that dungeon will reset. Wandering monsters will be roll fuller after 60 squares of movement on a D20. All monsters are hostile and will attack till they can't. This will be played on Roll20. I should put Roll20 website because it sounds like there's problems with the map. From what I've heard. For the, I mean, not the app, but for the web users, and the app is not fully what the website is. But I wouldn't know because I don't have the app, but I need to look into it. But I've had players use it, but I could be mistaken. We got someone playing Borderlands 3. So many great games right now. But, okay. Should we play a game? I'm trying to think what else do I need to essentially talk about. We were talking about the lore. You guys want to hear more about the original game? The original game of Hydra where you're ascending to be a god? There's weird things like you're trying to get the 5 heads of Hydra to unlock essentially the pathway out of the dungeon. Let's see if I got that up. Or should we play some games? You know what I want to play for you guys? You guys need to see Champions of Noroth Return to Arms. I wish I had a way to, like, really put out PS2 games. Being a god could never be... Well, the thing is you can. Oh, something saying. I didn't realize I was on YouTube right now. I should probably go check that out. Let's look at my channel. Hopefully no one's been talking and I missed out on them. Okay, let's see. Alright, there we go. Okay, there's no comments and there's no chat, so I think we're good. Oh, and this is some other news on a side note. I'm going to be bringing I'm bringing a new D&D channel to YouTube, and it has to do with little things like this. It's going to be pretty good. It's in the works. And if you guys ever want to talk about Lego being used as miniatures, I am your man. Okay, so Hydra format, what is this? This is a new way to play an RPG game you love. Hydra is a random dungeon game with some fun lore and NPCs. It's great for new and old players. It shows a new game master a good way to play with the rules. Also set up to run with a little work and to play it out, dealing with combat, traps, and more. I'm such a genius in my writing. Summary, the characters have been sent to this place in a magic dungeon to be tested tested by the gods to see if they are worthy to stand among them. They must set out on a grinding quest to become more powerful than a mortal before they meet their final test, transcending to the godhood. I wonder where I should post this so more people can see it. But anyways, I want all the people to play Hydra. It's a really fun thing. It was just me coming up with a different way to play D&D and randomizers. Are you saying you like snakes? I needed to build the end god test. That was like the one thing I was going to put in. But that's a whole other side project. Okay, let's see. I guess we could play a video game. Oh, I like snakes as well. I would love to get some, what are they called? They're like albino blue. With the black eyes, ball pythons, so like all white with really black, dark eyes. I think those are gorgeous. And then I also like some other, there's like a rainbow snake that's really cool. It's an iridescent snake. But I think like corn snakes and stuff like that are some of the best beginner pets. If I had to say, if I was talking to someone and they're getting a new pet and they're like setting it up like what they should get, it would be bearded dragon, corn snake, a beta, what's another good? A duck. Those 4 are probably the best starting pets ever. And I'm just talking like pets in real life. Because bearded dragons, they're like chill, they want to be petted, they're like just, like, they're not hard to take care of, very hardy. Corn snakes are very easygoing. Betas, indestructible, strong little things, easy to take care of. Ducks will love you unconditionally, and they're fun pets. Hey, Lord House Kitty. Welcome to the stream. And yes, little ducks. Like, I had a duckling growing up, and that thing was... I still have yet to have a pet that just cared about you so much. Like you were its world. It was like the craziest thing, and just wanted to hang out with you, just wanted to walk around with you. They were awesome. You don't actually need, well, you need access to water, for sure, but ducks are pretty simple. Like a simple kiddie pool. They just chill in it. It depends on how they're raised. If you spend time with them, just like any animal, they domesticate themselves pretty well. Other than not domesticating as shitting on the floor, but domesticating as, like, they really like you. But, let's see. Yeah. And... yeah, depending on the duck, it will migrate and then come back. They're very easygoing animals. Let's see, and then of course, like the classics, like a dog, and stuff like that. They're like dogs, cats, those kind of things. But those are kind of no-brainers. But I'd say more the ones that you wouldn't think are good pets that end up being good pets. Another one would be a blood parrot. Blood parrots are fantastic little fish. We have so many wild turkeys around here. I've just learned how to mimic them, and that's about it. I get them screaming at me all the time. And I guess I kind of put myself on the spot. Let's get this going away. So, if you want to call them and tell them everything's alright, you do the... So you do that one, and then, if you want them to scream at you, you do the... Hopefully you guys could hear that. Those are my turkey impressions. Oh, I just killed the room. Uh-oh. Apparently it wasn't that good. Let's see. Oh, now you guys come in here. And now you're like, oh, LOL, we were dicks. Okay, fine. I see how it is. I have no shame. Okay, let's see. Let's get a game going. Don't know. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's see. Okay, I think we got it going. Tell you a story? Once upon a time, I was in a stream in a faraway land where a bunch of people on the internet were doing horrible things, as always. Some were considered trolls. The others were devils? They were devils that were evil incarnate. There we go. Talking about snakes? Nice. No, snakes are awesome. I'm partial to ball pythons, but the thing is, ball pythons, I wouldn't say are a great beginner pet. Okay, let's get over to a retro game. He's saying snake, but he's being all I don't know how to say, but all sneaky about it. Okay, let's put the TV back on. Boom. And let's get on here. Let's get this going. Okay, there we go. Cancel. So we got a game. Let's head on over to retro. But anyways, yeah, if you guys want to continue talking about Dungeons & Dragons, I'm more than happy. But I don't think we have any more to discuss that is at least on TNet Hydra. But I think you guys have enough information to go run it and whatnot. Which is sweet. Okay, let's see. Why is it so quiet? Okay. Turn it up. Tools. Yes, please. Oh, that's why it's quiet. We're gonna try to get to that level today. That would be sweet. Okay. Do you know what I like is like little stories on NES games? Like they had to say like, you're in the world of 304. You've been sent here by the Cyborg Commando to take over the world from evil that have stolen your girlfriend. Good luck. And you had to just go with that. And then they give a little description of like the monsters that you're fighting, and that's all you needed to let your imagination just go wild. I guess I could have started playing Tales of Majrael. That's D&D. It has really good stories. One of my favorite stories that came from that I've modified, was one where a guy got possessed and killed his own family, but he was still in his own sanity and aware of it, but he couldn't stop it. And I was just like, whoa, let's mess with that. All Thor? Thorin? Lose Thorn. I have no clue what you're talking about. Oh, the Wheel of Time? I know of it. That's one I've yet to read. I'm currently reading through Spelljammer right now. But Wheel of Time, I feel that I'm just gonna have to get book on tape for if I'm gonna get through it. That's just so much content. And I hear some of the books really fall off when he started getting sick. But I do want to read The Wheel of Time. Or at least give it some time. Ow! Oh dear. That's a good one. I didn't kill this blasted thing. It was almost an awesome boss. Of that character. Oh, one of my favorite characters? Okay, so this one, I don't know if I made it up. I need to go reread it. But I was reading a D&D book, and I don't know if I got like really bored and I wasn't paying attention, and I came up with this whole story while I was daydreaming, or I was literally reading it. I was really tired, and I don't know if I daydreamed it or I actually read it, but what it was is there was a cleric that broke his vows to essentially kill, or not kill, sorry. I'll tell you in a second. It's about a cleric that broke his vow. But I think it is awesome. It's headless chickens. Okay, I'm gonna grab that. Because I think these are almost done for. Yep. So yeah, oh, there's some really, really good D&D lore out there. Like, there's so many enjoyable stories out of that franchise. But anyways, so pause. This is the worst boss too, by the way. I hate this boss. The cleric needed to dissect demons because they needed to find out more about demons, but since you can't dissect a demon on the material plane, because if you kill a demon, they get thrown back into the abyss. So what he was doing is he was torturing the demons to see how they worked and to explore like what is corrupted and stuff like that. So he broke his vow so he could torture demons. And I was just like, how cool is that? That's an awesome character. Like the pursuit of knowledge amongst all other things, to deny yourself like spells and whatnot and your deity to look down upon you so you could pursue demons and demonauts. And you know, at some level, like, that person was admitting that the demons were winning because that's more their philosophy, like torture and whatnot. So, I think there's a huge story arc there. Okay, here comes one of the worst bosses. The thing is I would say, like, there's... I don't know. Because you're technically still killing a demon. And they wouldn't want that. I'm getting better. Getting better, guys. We lost viewership because I'm playing this game. Aww. I'm not entertaining enough. Ugh. One extra jump that I didn't need to do. So you kill these guys fast enough. But anyways, do you have a good backstory for your Death Cleric? Since you love the RP. I might not get... That is just horrible. Okay, now we go to the Facehugger room. Awesome. I just love reading modules for inspiration. Not necessarily to read them, but just how would I go about it? Like, one of the best modules I think that's still out there is the Tome of Annihilation. And the reason for it is it plays like old, crap. Wasn't thinking. But plays like older modules, and the thing is what if you look at Greyhawk, Greyhawk never gave you all the information, and neither did Tome of Annihilation. But if you're a DM that wants to explore and do something different, that book has everything that you need to build a lot of story and a lot of lore. But they don't go about it and like tell the players this is why it's giving the lore or how you should kind of run games without a lot of narrative. But I wish they did. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff, like building your own settings and whatnot. Wow, I have a lot of life. I keep on walking forward when I shouldn't. I should wait for it to... Ooh. Come for me. That was bad on my behalf. Oh, and that was the end. Ah! Death. But I'll have to look into that Portal to the Nine Hells. I love reading like some of my favorite books are monster manuals or bestiaries or whatever it is, and cookbooks. But I will read those just for fun any day. And then it probably goes to comic books, and then I'll read some books here and there. Try to read a couple chapters a day. Depending on how long a chapter is, though. There's some books that just chapters are books in themselves. And I'm sure we were talking about the Wheel of Time, and I feel Wheel of Time is probably very close to that. Each one's like, what, 2,000 pages? Minimum. I'm doing so bad on this boss. Jeez. Average 900 pages? Yeah. That didn't work out. It's so bad there. I'm trying to... Man, my strats are just sucking. Okay. Watch the bell falls off. I just like watching this. I wonder if you can get hit by it. Oh, it's health! What? Didn't know that. Now we gotta go kill Rainbow Goat. Rainbow Goat is the most evil thing. Need to figure out how to get these just right. Man, these things do so much damage! Then I don't have enough kill stuff for the goat. Yeah. Oh man, this is gonna be a bad goat. Rainbow Goat! Be back! There's a good Rainbow Goat. Oh. Last continue. You gotta figure out how to take these guys out. So they're invincible. You can't. They have no rhyme or reason! Where's part of this one? Rainbow Goat! Coming too soon! Rainbow Goat dead! Whew. Taking down the Rainbow Goat. Now I'm just gonna die. I'm taking it slow. Ahaha! Oh. Okay, that was not a good idea. Okay, I got sat on by a pumpkin. That's how I died. Oh, I'm getting better, guys. Getting better. Baby metal man name. Yeah, Rainbow Goat. Yeah, that would be true. But I need to go check on my food stuff, so I'll be right back. One moment, fill up water, get yourself a beverage. Remember, laser dragons, you're the greatest. Oh, did you miss me? Oh, okay. Went quiet. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Let's go kill another rainbow goat. Not doing that one right. Trying to read chat. It's finished? Sweet. I'm just gonna start over. We'll just start over. Hey, bud. And by the way, guys, that taco meat, freaking choice. See, that's how you're supposed to do that. I'm pretty sure that's what they would call a gold splat. Sure thing. I don't mind reading that. Thank you very much. That was bad on my behalf. Bad on my behalf. Stop doing your disco moves, it's over. Oh, I got hit by the last guy. Oh, garbage. I'm excited playing this game. Out of all the games that are out, there's WoW Classic and stuff like this, and I'm just digging on this game. This ancient game. Oh dear. Oh dear. This is not good. Why am I being... I'm so vulnerable! Vulnerable to everything that's going on! Oh. That's the worst. Ugh. Ancient games are fun though. Very true. Very true. I mean... Technically, Hydro, what we were just talking about, is based off of an ancient game. I just got chaired. I'm gonna start over because that just pissed me off. I was not doing well on those bosses. what is up? Flooded Candle. And what is this? This is Splatterhouse on the NES. It's a great game. I really need to start doing those quotes and leaving those quotes somewhere. I've done some preposterous things in my day. But I would highly recommend this. There are a few NES games that have cut, like one that came out this year that I would consider one of the top NES games of all time. Big praise on my behalf. And this one is like a not so known game that is super good. But the one that I was talking about that just came out was Micro Mages. I could play that for you guys if you want to check that out. But I love Micro Mages. It's like if Super Meat Boy met Super Meat Boy and what? Super Meat Boy met Kirby / something else. But it's super good. And one of the best 4-player games that's out there. But it did come out this year. So it's relatively new. Highly recommend it though. If you're into retro gaming. Come on, come on. Oh, that was a good hit, and I missed it. You're a cheater. Okay. I'm dead. Oh, survival! Lorthos, we win. Do I have Fire Emblem? I do not. I've never played that game. It is sweet looking though. Oh dear. Let's continue. Why not? But yeah, Fire Emblem is sweet. Didn't they come out on the like the mini NES or whatever it was? Or was it the SNES? Fire Emblem's on SNES, I believe. I'm getting wrecked. Rickety rickety wrecked! No! There we go. There we go. Wow. So has on Wiz survival rule? It depends on what's happening. If you're asked to get disadvantage on the roll, it's disadvantage either way you cut it. But if you're proficient, you add your proficiency bonus. They're kind of two separate things. dun. Dun, 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 dun. Ah! But I guess we can talk about some T-Net lore while we're at it. So, like Docker's Bay, a lot of people don't know that there's golems that are anchors. Don't know that there's a turtle that's like the shot caller. A lot of people don't know about the manor is tied into Limbo. There's 3 dungeons in Docker's Bay. A lot of people don't know that the Zanibar family runs the glass blowing factory. There's so much we can go. Oh, whoops. I must have read it wrong. Like, chat's really small over there. My apologies. Oh, goodness, that didn't work out. I was trying something new. So, in some games, if you're jumping up and not falling, you can't take damage. And so you can attack while you're in the air. And I was trying to see if this is one of those games. So you attack at the top of your swing, you don't get hit. I think these guys' hitboxes are a bit bigger than I'm thinking. And that's why I'm having trouble with them. I couldn't see any of that. What the? That was horrible. Do I have any plans to play it? I mean, I'm down to play really whatever. But I would say that definitely hasn't been on my radar. I tend to play... I mean, it is close, though. I do play retro games. But I play a lot of indie games, a lot of D&D. I'm also an artist and guitarist, a musician. So those are what you'll find. I'm a pretty interesting variety streamer, I guess you can say. But usually it's incentives to play things, like if someone bought me a game or and stuff like that. That definitely makes me want to play something a little bit more. Or will get me to. Like, I've been gifted games and like I went and played it after that. Like, one that I really need to play that I've been wanting to play is Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy VI has definitely been on my radar. What is it, puppy? What is it? Yes, I did find that scratch. I think it's so funny. My dog looks at me like, give me attention, and then you scratch him someplace, and then he's like, you have found something. What is this ridiculous scratch? Oh yeah, that one is definitely on my radar though. I've been meaning to play that. I beat the last one. I beat Final Fantasy, like the original. That was a tough one. So let's see how much it heals. Full health, I guess. That's interesting. Never knew about that. See, what is that magic? That's evil birds. What are they? They're like imps, I guess. Oh, the goat is ravenous today. Whew, I think I got the goat down. Rainbow goat. We're getting Masses Lortos. You guys, I think I need to take my dog out. He's whining. Really? 2 a.m. 2 a.m. and you need to go outside. Okay. Come on, bud. Let's go. Let's see what you got to do. Come on. Let's go. I just got wet socks. That's the worst. Wet socks. No. Oh. Okay. Okay, we're back in it. I was anticipating that. Time for that straight shot. But I'm definitely improving in this game. I should look up speedrun strats. I've beaten it once. This boss is a pain. Flyman! Can you do that with emotes? Shoot. Not doing good. Stop sending your flies at me, dude. But dude, stop. Stop it. I'm trying to hit you. Stop it, but dude. Got him once. Should only have like 2 hit points. She's gonna be this ridiculous. Yeah. He does. He only has a few hit points. Sweet. That's a rough boss. Oh, it's all good. Oh, do I have to go in there? Or, okay. Diamond Lake. Ghost comes here with a ray. Password. Oh, there's passwords. Oh, there's backfire? There's knockback on it. That's ridiculous. Oh, look at those legs. What? Sands? Want that. What are you? Okay, so I can hit those. It's been so long since I've beaten this game. It's like playing a new game. Oh, shark bit. Shark bit. Pink sharks. Oh, okay. Jump, jump, jump. Okay. Uh-oh. Single jump. These are ridiculously fast. Oh, that's rough. Hey, Shiner! Long time no see. How you doing, buddy? Ugh. We had a password. We don't need passwords where we're going. That was cool. We made a lot of progress. That one sucks. I'm doing okay. Just getting stuff done. And I was just going over some stuff for the server, D&D. Getting that thing popping and rocking. Non-elf Aasimar PCs. Well, are you saying you only want elves? Or you like Aasimar? Getting so much better at this. And have you been playing any games lately, Shiner? Or really anything good? You like both? Gotcha. My first character ever that I made was a merfolk dwarf. Oh, nice! What are you playing? A Triton Rogue? Sweet. I like those Tritons. Fit really well inside of T-Net. Oh, it can hit me, but I died it. I died it. This is a horrible decision. These jazz are out of control. It'll go. Oh. Mini painting? Nice. I've been setting up a lot of stuff with D&D Lego. I've been using, for about 2 years now, I've been using Legos as miniatures. And I'm enjoying it. Hate that. But yeah, I have some minis that I need to paint. I just need to sit down and do it. I have the paint and everything. Would that be a fun stream? Me doing Warhammer? I have a bunch of Dark Eldar and Space Wolves. A DM is on! I thought Beware of Fatty was on. And just so you know, Wolf, like, Hydra's a thing, and you can get people to play it. You get people to play it, you have a game going, and then you can RP. I don't know why you don't take advantage of that. That's the one way you guys can play D&D yourselves. But he's a lurker. Yeah. Like I said, though, try to get a group together. And put some lore in it if you want. I don't mind. Have fun with it. Nothing to do with games. Dun, 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 dun. It went the wrong way. There we go. Man, I've been not getting luck on that. Dun, 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 dun. That was not a bad boss. Not a bad boss at all. I should probably get to work on some things. Make that D&D video that I've been talking about, hey? Gotta make some contact. Look, you can get hit in the head. So many fun things about this game. What's up, Quill? But you're not looking at someone that is legit at this game. I'm just a straight up casual, I guess. Oh, it's such a good game. Easily in my top 10 of NES. I was talking about how one just recently got on my, like my top 5 list, and that's Micro Mages, and it just came out this year. This boss I hate. Getting better at him though. And yes, it is a very good game. But what would, like, I know Contra, Micro Mages. I'm just thinking of all of them. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Love that game. I gotta just go through. Also, Super Dodgeball. Love that game. I need to remember to jump that one. Jump, hit, go. Sacrifice the life of the chainsaw god. Oh my goodness. Who brings these beautiful chainsaws in my direction? I'm getting better at Rainbow Goat too. Nah, this facehugger boss, wow. This game can really make you hate life and get tossed around. Hey. Pretty good, pretty good. Darn it. Not doing good. Not doing good. Hate their timing is a little off, but it makes a good boss, I guess. Ooh, that was good. It's over. It's over. There's like that last little bump at the end that is super strong. Always speeds up. Dun, dun, dun. Sheesh. Not good, not good. But I was going through my games, and then Snow Bros is another one that is fantastic. And of course the first Zelda. Sweet, and then I put Final Fantasy up there. But I don't know if I'm partial to Final Fantasy or Dragon Warrior. I think I had more fun with Final Fantasy. But I will say that game's better when you get Final Fantasy, if you get the one that's been modded so the weapons actually do damage. So like when you have the dragon sword and stuff like that in the game, the first release, they never did anything special. They were just a basic sword. I like my swords doing what they were supposed to do. Almost got him. I was kind of on a bad roll. This sounds like Dragon Warrior music. Jeez. This is bad. Okay, goat's coming. I have a feeling. Or more birds. Or imps or whatever these are. What up, goat? And you took away my candy. Okay, this is horrible. Oh, Rainbow Goat. I think this is my last go. I need to get some other business done today. But I want to beat this. I want to go out with killing Rainbow Goat. That'd feel good. But who knows? This is the last one if I don't kill Rainbow Goat. Let's try this stick. Rainbow Goat. Oh! Just got the Rainbow Goat. Okay. The stream will end with awesomeness, because we got the Rainbow Goat. You actually get sleep? Awesome! Sleep is so good. I like sleep. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh! I wonder what these bosses' names are. Oh, they got me. I think that's it, guys. Game over. Meow. Yep. Okay, let's go through a top 10. So, we'll go with this one. Splatterhouse on NES, Final Fantasy, Super Dodgeball, Micro Mages. Can't forget Tetris. Tetris is classic. Snow Bros. Where do I put on the last 4? I really like Joust, but Joust isn't like... You know what? Mike Tyson's Proud Shout. Let's go ahead and put Joust up there for now. I guess Super Mario 3 can get up there. That is a great game. And then Zelda. All great games. But either way, got through 10. My top 10. Okay. Have a good one, all. Laser dragons, we must fly! Caw-caw!